WWE SmackDown. Best and worst. Jade Cargill's attacker confirmed. Another huge title change before WrestleMania 41. The latest episode of SmackDown had to provide the WWE Universe with answers to many questions posed during a shocking Elimination Chamber PLE. Cody Rhodes addressed the weekend's events, imploring John Cena to come get some after Cena turned on him to align with The Rock. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre blindsided each other at various points during SmackDown. McIntyre did so backstage, while Priest attacked the Scottish Warrior after an average win in another match with Jimmy Uso. After a triumphant return at the Royal Rumble and participation in the Women's Elimination Chamber match, WWE decided not to use Alexa Bliss. Here's the best and worst of SmackDown following the Elimination Chamber PLE. Number 3. Worst. Randy Orton sings the same song about Kevin Owens. Randy Orton must have drunk the Michael Cole-aid. He opened SmackDown by calling Kevin Owens jealous of everyone, so he turned on Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn. It's almost as if Orton, Rhodes, and Cole were given the same 3 lines to address Owens. The Viper claimed Owens was jealous of Cody's title, not that he teamed up with Roman Reigns, who brutalized him for a few years. The former Universal Champ was also jealous that Zayn had become a bigger star than he had been. Had anyone listened to anything Owens said, they'd know he was upset that Rhodes had no problem joining up with Reigns despite his tyranny of the last 4 years. Owens was pretty open about why he lashed out. Orton even claimed he wanted to kick the prizefighter in the face so hard that his family wouldn't even recognize him. Let's not forget the Viper's history of punting legends and inactive stars like Ric Flair and Christian. Number 2. Best. Chelsea Green pays homage and gets backup. Chelsea Green is so dedicated to her character and craft that it's hard for the WWE Universe to root against her. To pay tribute to WWE legend Mick Foley, Green dressed as Cactus Jack for her Philadelphia street fight with Michin. Paying tribute to a respected veteran like Foley is always great to see from the current crop of performers. Green put her spin on each detail, like putting her name on the wanted dead or alive shirt instead of Jack's. While Piper Niven tried to help America's champion retain the title, the returning Alba Fire factored into the decision. After the fact, Fire helped Green retain the title, saluting the Women's United States champion. Number 2. Best/worst. Waiting to get to Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman, Part 2. Solo Sikoa opposed Braun Strowman on this week's SmackDown after costing the monster of all monsters a shot at the U.S. title last week. The match was the usual hits from each star, with Strowman colliding with furniture several times. As Sikoa was down for the count, Tama Tonga interfered to cause a disqualification. The finish protects both men, but it was the emergence of Fatu, by himself, that was the actual main course. Fans cheered the Samoan Werewolf once again as both men sought to send the other through various parts of the arena. Fatu no-sold a chokeslam on the announce table and was driven through a table in the middle of the arena. It's certainly a money match that must be revisited on a bigger stage. Number 2. Worst. The Queen Lords over Tiffany Stratton for 3rd time in a row. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green talked Niven into a match with Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown. After another unfortunate loss for Niven, Charlotte Flair predictably blindsided the champ. She mentioned beforehand that she'd do that every time the center of the universe was in the ring. The problem is that this is the 3rd time in a row that the Queen has gotten the upper hand on Stratton. There's still over a month until WrestleMania 41. However, things need to be more, even if fans are to believe the champ has a chance to beat the Queen in her never-ending pushes. Number 1. Best. A definitive finish in a SmackDown tag team match. Nearly every tag team match on SmackDown has had a dirty finish for the last month or so. The Street Profits attacked half the division each week, while DIY has cost other teams a victory. Pretty Deadly squared off with Los Garza and the Motor City Machine Guns for the next shot at the titles. The Profits will challenge DIY on next week's SmackDown, and Pretty Deadly will face the winner. Strangely, anything can happen in a triple threat match, yet WWE opted to book a clean win for Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Nick Aldis even had a whiteboard segment explaining the state of the SmackDown tag division. Number 1. Best/worst. LA Knight regains United States Championship in main event. LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura have feuded over the US title since last November. The Wayward Samurai took the belt from Knight at Survivor Series but was poorly booked in another championship.